Okay, so let's get going. My name's Colin, and what I'm going to be doing today is going through and doing a bit of a brain dump on smoking some meat. What we're going to be doing first is we'll trim up our meat, we'll talk about rubs, we'll get that put in the fridge. Then while that's sort of all settling down and incorporating the flavours, we'll go outside, we'll set up our barbecue, we'll get some briquettes going, and we'll take it from there all the way through to a finished cook. Okay, so let's get started. Let's trim some meat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just this. It's a bolar blade roast, just something from your local grocery store. Yeah, so let's get going. So I've got my Swibo Victorinox knife here, nice and sharp. Let's trim this up. Okay. Done. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, paper towels. Okay, let's get rid of all that. Okay, so looking at this, I'm going to save a little bit of this for a family roast I'm going to do. So I'm going to probably cook the rest of it in the smoker, and we'll probably end up getting some pulled beef with it. Okay, so let's take a chunk off. Okay, so I'll keep that one for later on the plate. Okay, and I'll put that in the fridge after Okay, back again. So looking at this, we've got a fair bit of hard fat on the top, a little bit of silver skin, so we'll get rid of that. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of that too. Now the reason we're taking out this hard fat from between and also the silver skin is it doesn't break down, and you don't want chewy bits of hard gristle when you're tucking in, so I'm going to take that off. Okay, that's a little bit softer. We could maybe leave that, but I'm still going to get rid of that too. Okay, now if this was soft, this fat cap, you could leave on, say, 5 or 6 mil, half a centimetre, to protect it from the heat, but this is all quite hard fat. It's not going to render down, so I'm going to take this off completely. Okay. Let's keep going. A little bit of silver skin there, we'll go onto that too. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we'll take that too. Yep. Okay, so that'll probably do us. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. So back to rubs. Okay, so what we want to do is, because this is a pretty big bit of meat, you can be pretty heavy and liberal with the seasonings you put onto it. If you were going to go Texas style barbecue, you'd be going salt and pepper. So you can make up your own, so like that. So to make that, all I did was take some of this, some coarse kosher salt, and cracked pepper. That's not cracked pepper, just the stuff. Cracked pepper, or you can crack your own. Throw it in the shaker. Add a little bit of something like garlic powder, and that's all you need. Probably 50-50 salt to pepper, and then add a tablespoon or two of garlic powder. You can add other things to it too. You could literally take some ground espresso, add that to it. You could add some smoked paprika, onion powder. It all works. And just bung it into a shaker like this, mix it up well, and you can apply it liberally. Okay, there's plenty of store-bought ones available too. So one thing that I like is this fella, Grill Mates Montreal Steak Seasoning. Good big chunky bits of stuff in there, and when you're smoking, those chunks will give you a nice crisp bark. It's really good stuff. Plenty of other little things around. You can just get that sort of stuff. Maple barbecue rub, or you can go get some really good pre-made stuff like Cosmo's range. That's all nice. Or this stuff, that's just a bit of garlic bread seasoning from Costco. It all works, whatever flavours you like. Have an experiment, chuck it in. Okay, but what we're going to do today is, I might use some maple barbecue rub, smoky, pretty good, and a bit of the Montreal steak seasoning. Okay, so let's get going. So I don't want to make a mess, so let's grab a foil tray, look in the middle, let's clear our workspace. Now, getting the rub onto here, you can put it straight on, or you can use a binder. You can put a little bit of water on there. You can use like mild American mustard. You won't taste that at all once it's cooked. Bit of olive oil. Okay, whatever takes your fancy. What I'm going to do today is I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil just to make it all stick a bit better. Okay, let's move that knife out of the way. Don't want any accidents. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep my right hand clean, so I'll try and do it left-handed. Just take rings off. Okay, here we go. That's a good bit there. Smear it all around. Okay, that is heaps. Okay, so here we go with the maple barbecue. Make sure you get all the sides. Okay, so it's a pretty solid covering. So now let's do a second coat. Like I was saying before, I like to add this one for texture. I might put it on the more generous side. Okay, so here we go. Okay, pat it in, get to stick. There. So there we go. Good solid coating. Okay. So for something this size, that's fine. Be careful though when you're doing stuff like chicken wings or maybe some spare ribs. A lot less meat, so a lot less seasoning. But don't be shy with a big hunk of beef like that. Okay, so what now? We'll cover that in Glad wrap, put it in the fridge, and we'll just let it sit there for an hour while we get the barbecue going. You could leave that 4 hours or overnight, or even if your barbecue is ready now, you could put it straight on. It doesn't really matter. Oh, one thing I didn't mention before. If you want to cheat a little bit and really amp up your smoke ring, you can add a little bit of celery seed. Celery seed will release phosphates in, and it binds with the hemoglobin in the meat, and you'll get that nice pink smoke ring. I mean, that'll come naturally from the wood, but this sort of just amps it up to the next level if you like that pretty red smoke ring all the way around. We're not going to bother today. Okay, let's cover it up, and then we'll go set up the barbie. Okay, before putting it into our Weber. Okay, so today I'm going to be using our chimney. There's some fire starter blocks and some heat bead briquettes. Okay, so what we're going to do to start is I'll take about a dozen briquettes and put them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12. Okay. Put them here. Put the fire starter blocks underneath the chimney, and that's it. We'll come back in about 15 minutes when they're all lashed over. They'll be ready to go. Okay, let's go set the Weber up. Okay, so let's get going. So because we're doing low and slow barbecue, what we're going to need to do is set up our Weber kettle so that it will burn at a low temperature for a long time. So as I mentioned before, we're using the heat bead briquettes. We're going to be putting some lumps of pecan in there. There's also a good idea to have something like some old welding gloves or heat-proof gloves to adjust the fire. Okay, so let's set it up. What we're going to do today is set it up in a snake formation. So it sounds fancy, nice and easy. Let's get going. Okay, so just tip the bunch out here we can work with. That'll do. Okay, so what we want to do is around the edge, set them all up like dominoes. Just do them 2 by 2. Just lean them into it. Just keep on going like that. And just keep on going. Okay, I might just rearrange that camera just so you can see in that. Okay, so I'll keep on going. Now when you get to the end, make a little platform like that, and that's where we're going to chuck the lit briquettes at the end. All these other little bits and pieces, they can just go on top. If it was cold, or you're doing a super massive long cook, put another row of heat beads up there, like a little pyramid, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top. But I don't think it's going to take that long, so what I'm going to do is just put our pieces of wood up on the top here. So here we go, little bits of pecan, and put that one there, a little bit of a space, and that's probably going to do it, I think. I tend to find when you're doing this, I get about I think 24 hours all the way around if you were to follow it all the way around the circumference of the Weber. Okay, well, that's all ready to go. Once we're all ashed over, we'll come back here, set it up, and then we'll get going. Okay, see ya. Okay, so they're all ashed over. I think they're all good and ready to go. Okay, let's get them onto the Weber. Okay, so here we go. Here's the briquettes. Just tip them on here. Okay, so here we go. We've tipped them all on here. Okay, good old welding gloves. Okay, so we're all ready to go. So what we'll do now is go in and get the meat. We'll put down a water tray here. We'll leave all the vents open so that the barbecue will come up to speed. Yeah, okay, I'll be back in a minute.